so glad. Hi. So glad to have you here. I'm going to do a quick training on Facebook online parties. So it's going to be really, really good. So I'm sorry I look like a ghost, probably because I have black on and my lighting's not that great. But anyway, I'm here. So we had a really good training this past weekend in Fort Worth at our regional training for Unique. And Micah Jenkins spoke on online parties, and it was really, really good. And I just wanted to reshare some of the information she shared with us and just kind of add my own tips along with it. So here we go. Obviously, the three main things you need to do with Unique to build your business is book, sell, sponsor. You'll hear that a lot. Book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor. Just repeat. And it's really just a replication process or duplication process. And a lot of people tend to overcomplicate it, and I am guilty of doing that as well, because it's like, is it really that easy? And sometimes you feel like you're running out of network, and if that's the case, you need to be adding more Facebook friends and building relationships and not spamming people, but building just more and more relationships outside of your circle. How you do that is through having online parties. And your friend has said, I'll host a party, and then you've got access to all her friends. Build that network. And don't spam people. Like if people friend request you and they want to be a part of your VIP group, or they just want to friend you just because, they really enjoyed you as a presenter, and her best friend, hosted a party with you, and she may not want to, but she just really likes you. Build that relationship. Don't immediately and put, unique this, unique that all on her face. Just take your time, get to know her, that kind of thing. So anyway, with the parties, they're the greatest tool ever because, number one, you don't have to be somewhere to have the party, right? You don't have to show up and set up a bunch of product and inventory and spend a bunch of money on inventory. It's all on the website. And you've already done your videos, right, of the products you do have. So it's just, everything's there. The only difference is obviously they can't actually physically touch it, which is why we encourage in-home consults, or you could even do a home party too. But the virtual party is just genius, and the fact that we have the capability to do that is huge. It opens the door for a lot more sales. It doesn't restrict you to just your hometown. You can go all over the U.S. and even all over the world now to have an online makeup party on Facebook. Yay! So that's the way to get outside your circle. Your friends and family start hosting parties for you because they love you. And they don't even have to buy anything, obviously. And if you've got some pushback from that, by the way, just, say, look, just be honest with them. Say, and Sherry Brown has kind of preached on this a bit, and I love what she says. It's like, look, here's the deal. I'm really trying to grow my business. I understand that maybe you're not interested in trying the products and everything. That's totally fine. But in order to help me out, could you do me a solid and just host a party? Please. All I need is your access to your contacts. That's it. Because I need to get outside of my circle here in order to grow my business. Most people are going to say, sure, it's fine. I just have to, add my friends and that's it. Yeah, awesome, right? So you just need to network that way, okay? Just push a little bit with your family, friends. That's kind of hit and miss. Don't be so pushy with friends. But your mama needs to host a party for you. Just saying. Anyway, okay. Most of my hostesses, by the way, another reason online parties are great, not most of my hostesses, most of the people that have signed up with me have been either a guest in an online party or they were a hostess because they got to see how easy it was. And they're like, really, you can make money by doing this? Like, really? So just keep that in mind too. So we need to polish up our partying skills. Everybody does. I do. We're always developing. We're always evolving. None of us have arrived when it comes to parties. Some are very good, but even them, they are still learning. So you need to get organized, okay? So Micah said that you need to make your own mock party. That way you can just copy and paste. Like you could create a whole 10-day party, and then you're just going to copy and paste each day. You post 3 times a day in the party, and it's so much easier on yourself to pull from a mock party that you've made and just copy paste the post. Some of you know on this team that I've already created a sample or a mock party that you can pull from. The main reason I created that is so you could see the flow of a party. It doesn't mean you have to use those posts. In fact, I've adapted some of those posts and I don't even hardly use them anymore, but at least you can see something on Facebook where you're like, and if you're desperate for a post, you can pull that, or pull something from the other posts that we provide, the 2-a-day post thing. So just keep that in mind. So in order to save your sanity, it is best, especially when you're trying to do 4 to 5 parties a week, to start all the parties on the same day of the week. Make them all the same length if possible. That will vary per hostess. And do the same post at the same time, because if you're starting out one party on Sunday and the next party starts on Wednesday, you are going to stress yourself out so bad. That is terrible time management. Don't do that, okay? Start them on the same day. My parties, personally, I started out with a 10-day, but now I only do a 5-day, technically a 6-day. It starts on the same day evening and it ends Friday night. Now, I will keep the link open, the party link open, if the hostess's guests need a few more days to purchase because they get paid on Saturday or Monday or whatever, and I'll keep the party link open, but I'm going to end the Facebook group party usually that Friday, unless the hostess asked it to be extended to 7 days or 10 days. The reason being is because, at least for me, and it's different for everybody, I always lose a lot of people over the weekend, and it's very hard to corral them back on Monday morning. So again, you are welcome to do, if it works for you, kudos to you. That's awesome. Do what works for you. But for me, I'm just sharing what is working for me. Okay. All right. So get organized. Make sure you've got some template you pull from, or you could go to previous parties. That's what I do now. Is I have the old group parties and I go back and copy and paste and all of that. Okay. All right. Hostess coaching. You have got to hostess coach, because if your hostess is not interacting in your party, the party will not do well. I can promise you. I will bet on it. I will bet every dollar of unique commission that I've received since I've started that it will not work. The party will just absolutely fail. Now, there are hostesses, even though you coach them, that still do not do what they're supposed to do, and I'll explain that, what they need to do. There's nothing you can do about that. The only thing you can do in that situation to kind of turn it into a positive is to network, is to see the girls that are somewhat interacting with the party and reach out to them, comment on their stuff, ask if you can friend request them and say, hey, I noticed you're interested in that, you're active in the party. I really appreciate that. Can I, send you a friend request, and I'd really like to get to know you and befriend you. Go from that angle, and then after a little bit, then ask them if they want to host a party of their own, and then go from there. Brennan Gassaway, I posted a video of hers in our training group, or in our Lash Boss group, I guess earlier this week, and she's now a Black status presenter, and she's Jennifer Thomas's personally enrolled, and she grew up in an Amish-like community, so there was no makeup and no internet. So when she started Younique not too long ago, I think it was a couple years ago now, there was no network. She really had to rise above and dig through her circle of friends to get outside of her circle to finally start building her business. She didn't have an online party until she was 3 months into Younique. 3 months. That girl has perseverance like I've never seen. And even then, they didn't do well. So she said what she did every time a party failed, she just used that to network. Even though she wasn't getting very many sales, she still, and that's how she built her team. So just keep that in mind when you're frustrated if parties don't do well, or the hostess is not doing what she said she would do, and she's just not active. Just try to turn it into a networking opportunity without being salesy if possible, okay? So communicate to your hostess. Talk to her. Say, this is what needs to happen. Don't just say all you have to do is add your friends to the party and then you're it. That's it. Because that's not true. If she's not liking on your liking your post, commenting on your post, especially commenting, tagging her friends, doing her own post, even if it's a selfie or just saying, oh my gosh, I love the lip stain. Y'all need to try it. It's the best I've ever had. Or, oh my gosh, I can't wait to try the foundation. Even if she's never tried the product, she can still liven up the party and get them excited about it. Because if they're not excited, and if she hasn't jumped forward saying, you know, this is my friend Becky, and I'm so glad that I get to host a party with her. And I'm so glad that all of you are here, and then we're going to do makeup together. So it's just something that has to happen, because to them, even though they may know you through friend of a friend, or they may not know you at all, you're the sales lady. You are the makeup sales lady. You have that identity on you, whether you like it or not. So until the hostess, which is their friend, their daughter, their mother, whoever, however they're related to her, until she opens that door, the party won't launch, okay? It's very important that she is interactive with the party. She has to do posts. She has to. Micah said that one of her hostess, out of the blue, because she loved the mascara so much, and I've never had a hostess do this, but this is awesome. The hostess went off and did a video of her putting on the mascara and then taking it off with the shine wipes. And Micah said the party just exploded, and that the sales went out of the park, which I imagine, right? Because it's just, because then it's their friend. It's similar to a home party. You see your friend try, so your best friend tells you something's really great. You're going to try it because you love them and trust them. End of story. It's not some salesperson telling you. Even though you may not be salesy, you're still not their personal connection. She is, okay? I haven't done this recently, and I need to get back on it, but it's really good before the party starts, when she invites everybody to host, or excuse me, for the hostess to message all of her guests. Give her the message to send and say, hey, I just invited you to this party of unique makeup products. I would love for you to attend and check it out. I really love all this, and I just wanted to share it with you. And then just message it to everybody, because sometimes, even though people, whether you do an event or a Facebook group, one of the two, they're getting added to something they weren't warned about beforehand. So sometimes people just kind of just like, whatever, like, I'm so tired of being added to these parties. But if the hostess comes to them and say, hey, here's the heads up, I just sent you a personal invite, I hope that you can make it. It makes it better, okay? Events are best to do. I personally am a group girl, mainly because my hostesses prefer that, because I always ask. But events are becoming more and more popular. Facebook does not want you doing party inside groups. You're not supposed to be selling anything inside groups. So sometimes that's why people get put in Facebook jail, is because it's just against the way they want things set up. Every party should be in an event according to Facebook. So just keep that in mind. Try it out. The tag team has some really good training on how to do Facebook events. And I myself might try it out again. But we'll just see. So just keep that in mind. If you're an events person, that's totally fine. Either way, both parties are being done both ways right now, okay? Let's see. Share your goals with the hostess. So tell her, I want this to be a $500 party for you, because this is what your hostess rewards will be. Now, a qualifying party obviously only has to be $200 or more, right? So that's great. But you don't want to do the minimum. We want to get her as high as possible. So what Micah has done is she shares her goals with the hostess for the party, and then she sends them our online catalog. So if you go to your site and click on My Office, I think it's called Virtual Catalog, click on that and send that link to your hostess and say, flip through there and pick out your favorite collection and what you want for free, or which collection you want for free. And that's usually, and that's genius on Micah's part. That is a huge motivator, because if they can actually get it in front of them and say, oh, I want that collection. I want, $145 in YCash, which is over $1,000 party. Or even like if they get several half-priced items, they can use a half-priced item on a collection. So it's only $70 and some change instead of $145, right? So just kind of keep those things in mind. Also with the hostess, find out what time zone she's in and what time zone her friends are in. Because if you're here in Texas and all the guests are in California, well, they're 2 hours behind. So if you post at 8 o'clock in the morning and don't understand why you're not getting any immediate reaction, it's because they're all still in bed at 6 a.m. So, or, you know, if you post at, you know, excuse me, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night, it's 5 p.m. over there, and all of them are just getting off work. So nobody's going to see it. Everybody's driving home and getting to their families and making dinner and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. Just be aware of that. Or if they're ahead and you post at, you know, 9:30 in the evening, it's your last post, and then, you know, everybody goes to bed by 10:30 or 11, they're not going to see it till the next morning. So just be aware of that. It's smart to do. Okay, party basics. She talked about doing a tracking notebook, and in other words, when the orders are coming in, there's a spreadsheet that I'll have to find it and I'll post it. But Jordan Philbeck, she's another Black Status. She posted it in Whitney's Lash Stars group today, and I'll try to grab that document and shift it over to our Lash Boss group. But it's a tracking sheet for orders and follow-ups, and you mark, you know, like when they order, I think it's a week later after they've placed their order, they should have received their item, and then 2 days after they receive the item, and I'm botching this, but there is a video on follow-ups that's much better than what I'm telling you now. Anyway, 2 days after they receive their item, you follow up, hey, you know, did you love it? You know, what did you think? And because at that point, you can find out if they love it, great. And if they don't, you can immediately hone in on any problems, because you don't want them to get the mascara and be like, I hate this. Like, because if they don't know how to apply it or it just doesn't work for them, they're just going to chuck it and be like, oh, done with Younique, you know, because that's their only exposure. So one product they may not like, but they may absolutely love the foundation or love the cream shadows, but they don't know that yet. They only ordered one thing, right? So if you follow up, get to it as soon as you can. You can kind of troubleshoot any issues that are there, or they may love it. If they love it, say, that's awesome. Do you want to host a party for me or with me? Don't say for me. Sorry. It's like, do you want to host a party with me? I think you should. I think since you love it, I think your friends would too. And plus you could get some more makeup for free with your hostess rewards. Boom, hostess made. So if you're following up on all those orders, now some people, they're just ordering, number one, to try the makeup, but also to support their hostess. And they, you know, they're not going to be too interested in stuff like that, but that's fine. Still ask. Still put, you never know who's going to say yes to you, whether it's with sponsoring or parties or anything, or even just buying the product. You never know. You will be so surprised at who ends up being your biggest customers. I have been so far, and it's awesome. And I'm also surprised at who isn't. And that's okay. So you never know who's going to say yes to the opportunity, but you have to share the opportunity to get an answer, okay? The first thing you need to do, and Carrie Lou Newton introduced us all to the video concept of a party or a video party. The first thing you need to post in your parties, whether it's 5 days, 10 days, doesn't matter, is a welcome video. We have to start doing videos. I know you're scared. I know a lot of people are terrified of doing videos, but I promise your business will not progress if you don't start doing more videos instead of selfies, or equal selfies and videos, okay? They have to be done. And the reason why is because technology and social media is evolving so much so, and maybe it's bad on us, but our attention span, we don't even pay attention to pictures much anymore. It's all about videos and what catches our eye. And when, especially with an online party, even more so, because that's the only way they're connecting to you, right? Your welcome video should be less than a minute or less. And all you do is, I'm not sure if I can post it in the comments, but if you are part of my sample party, you can scroll down to the first post and you can see the welcome video I posted. And if not, I can post it somewhere. If you want it, ask me for it and I'll message it to you. Welcome video is simply just, hey, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Becky Bain, and I'm a Younique presenter. I'm a single mom with a 4-year-old little girl, and I live in Texas. And your hostess has been gracious enough to host a party with me. We're both here to show you the amazing high-quality makeup products and skincare and we're going to have, you know, several games and giveaways, and we're going to have lots of fun together. Something along those lines. And then I always throw in the 3 promises. It's smoother than this, I promise. Is, you know, I promise not to annoy you. And this is Carol Lewis Newton's talking. This is for what she does. I love it. I promise not to annoy you. My video, number 2, my videos are a little crazy, but there is a method to my madness. I'm going to show you some good, you know, tips and tutorials. Again, I'm botching this. And 3, I'm going to do everything I can to boost your confidence. See, what did I say? To boost your confidence and have tons of fun. Thanks for coming. Glad to have you here. End of story. I said nothing about, I can't wait to sell products to you. I said, I'm going to show you tips. I'm not going to annoy you, and I'm going to boost your confidence. That's huge because it takes away the, oh God, what are we doing now? What do I have to buy now? Edge off. And it also connects you together because they can see you talking, they see your personality come through, and it kind of is an icebreaker, right? So less than a minute, very first post, because especially with a group party, the hostess adds all her friends, whether it's 50, whether it's 500. That's the first post they see before they decide whether or not they're going to leave the group. And if it's a video, it's going to catch their eye in their news feed. Even if the hostess hasn't liked or commented on it, it should show up because it's the very first, it's a highlight post because it's the first post in the group, okay? So even though they're not subscribed to all notifications, it'll show up. So you need to grab their attention. Less than a minute. You can do it. I promise. We need to work on this. It'll boost your parties. It'll be so good. Carol Lewis Newton, all she posts are videos in her parties. She does no graphics. She does no before and after pictures. It's all videos. That is a huge challenge to me because I do have videos, but I really enjoy the before and after photos of foundation and all that. Now I've thought about doing a video because with Viva Video, you can do a still photo video where you add a bunch of pictures and it'll format it for you and add a song and whatever. And you can choose which theme you like. So that's another option, you know, if you have a couple photos. That way they're not, because if you post 8 photos on a, which I'm guilty of, on a makeup post or whatever in your parties, they have to click through and go through those things. Most girls aren't going to do that. Some do, like your hostess will, and the ones that are kind of already plugged into the party will. But just no more than 4 photos usually, because that's what they can see, you know, right there on the post, which is hard to do sometimes, right? And so videos might be better going forward. You know, just do a video slideshow, right? The Viva Video, that might be an option. Be careful what background music you use. Try to always use the stock music that they have in the app, because if you use your favorite little song like I've tried to do, Facebook sees that as a copyrighted song and will take your video down and block you from posting videos for a certain amount of time, which is incredibly annoying and such a hindrance when that happens. So just know that. Okay. Let's see. There is I think they have an app as well. And there's a website called canva.com, canva.com, and you can customize a cover photo. And I just started doing this week, and it's really cool because Micah just taught us this. So you can create your own cover photo for your party. And at the top, I put Megan's Beauty Bash, and it says by Becky Bain, and underneath it, unique presenter. And then I put my picture off to the side so they know who I am. And at the bottom, I put the party dates. Party goes from this date to this date. Now, is everybody going to necessarily pay attention to that? No, maybe not. But it's and it's totally personalized to the hostess, and it's perfect. It's great. So it's just an option for you, canva.com. In your parties, you should be posting 3 times a day. The best times to post are between 6:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. The next best time is from about, I would say, noon until 2 p.m. and then anywhere from 6:30 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. Those are the peak times people are on Facebook, the most activity you're going to have. Of course, the most activity throughout the day is going to be in the evening, right? Everybody's home from work. Not everybody gets on Facebook in the morning like the rest of us. Excuse me. So you need to do an informative post, a personalized post, an interactive post, and a purposeful post. An informative post obviously is, informing, did you know that the 3D Plus Fiber Lash Mascara has uplift serum in the transplanting gel? So it not only lengthens your lashes, but it nourishes them and can actually, encourage growth, even when you don't have a mascara on. A personalized post is, before and after pictures or video. Interactive is, I like to do a lot of with the point system and have people comment and say, comment below what's your favorite shade for 10 points, or the games. Go to, we have the graphics for, go to Google and put in your name and glamour shots and see what comes up and post the picture here. More interaction you have, just like your personal page, the more interaction you have, the better the party will do, because the algorithms will go up and it'll start alerting more guests, especially when your hostess is active and she's tagging her friends. And a purposeful post. Let's see. Okay. This one's a little different, because on your personal page, when somebody asks you, how much is that collection? Or how much, when you post something and they ask you how much it is, we all do this and we say, I'll message you. And it's because you want to have that conversation. Well, in the party, somebody says, how much is the lip stain? Comment below on the post. Don't go off and message them outside the party, because the other girls have the same question. So just answer right there in the party. Any questions? Is this hyperallergenic? Answer right there in the party. Don't run off and message them privately, because the other girls want to know too. And they are watching. They're all watching, I promise. And that question might encourage them to ask something or even buy it, even though they never even spoke to you, okay? And try to do as many videos as you can. Micah had a good idea. You could do something as simple as, and I did one of these the other day, to show off our liners. They don't smudge and they last long. So you mark on your hand and in the video, and then run your fingers over it to show it doesn't smudge. Run it under the water, bring it back under the water, rub it again to show it doesn't smudge. That's all you have to do. Really easy. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to talk. You just play music. So it's just one more thing, just to show the product, okay? Videos are good. You can do a tips and tricks video from when people order. You can send them a little, Micah has a really good tips and tricks. I try to find it. I don't have one. I just have little stuff that I send to customers. So anyway, I've talked a lot, but that's the gist, the kind of the highlights I wanted to share with you with online parties. Videos, if you can. Even a video slideshow is good. Again, be very careful with the background music. If it's real music, like, I don't know, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, whatever, and not just elevator music type stuff, Facebook will bust you and take away the video, or take it down and then block you, which is annoying. So don't let that happen to you. It's happened to me several times. So anyway, I hope that helps. Message me with any questions, comment below, whatever you need help with, just let me know. Thanks y'all for listening. Have a good day.